and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Soucheray.
Have we reached the point in the fraud story where Walz should at least be offered placement in the witness protection program? Should he at least be in hiding? It's truly incredulous what's taking place. Here from the American Experiment are just some of the programs: Feeding Our Future, Partners in Nutrition, Child Care Assistance, 13 separate Medicaid frauds, autism clinics, housing stabilization services, unemployment insurance, addiction, application, supplemental nutritional deals, SNAP, and others. We're at $1.5 billion, with Joe Thompson estimating that as much as half of the $18 billion billed through state programs is going to end up being tied to fraud. And I seriously, I'm genuine when I say I don't want to pay my taxes. I work my ass off, and I'm writing these people checks, and it's been handled incompetently. I've been treated poorly along with every other Minnesotan. We have suffered the indignation of having the worst possible human being serve as governor of this state, and we all have been fleeced and robbed, if there's a distinction between fleeced and robbed. And I know it's naive. I know it's unreasonable. We have to pay our taxes because why? We're law-abiding citizens. We're the ones who keep this thing going.
Right.
But we need a complete cleaning of house at the state capitol. It's horrible. We even now have a new term. We have tourism fraud. We've got people looking at Minnesota who think these people are so stupid and they're governed so poorly. Let's run out there and list ourselves as a company and start picking up money. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm more convinced. Well, why isn't this guy in hiding or in a witness protection program?
He sure does get a pass.
And this disingenuous BS that they made sure to print on the front page of the Walz newspaper today is absolutely an embarrassment. You've got Joe Thompson and federal prosecutors announcing these new charges. Every day we look under a rock and find another $50 million fraud scheme. Joe Thompson said the magnitude of the fraud in Minnesota cannot be overestimated. It's staggering amounts of money that have been lost. It's industrial strength fraud. Thompson couldn't cite specifics on how much of the $18 billion is fraudulent, saying the answer is far too much. Thompson announced charges against 6 people yesterday he said have defrauded 2 programs: Housing Stabilization Services, which assists people with finding and maintaining housing, and an early autism intervention program. In total, they reportedly stole more than $11.6 million in Medicaid funds. The other thing that should alert Minnesotans, especially you prematurely gray-haired 42-year-old euphorians, these people don't give a bleep about the people that truly need help. They don't give a bleep. They were more concerned on equity, redistributing income, than they were about helping people.
Mm-hmm.
Walz, you should be in hiding. Now, Walz says, where did I read his quote? Oh, this is exactly the type of strong action we need from prosecutors to ensure fraudsters are put behind bars, Governor Tim Walz said. This infuriating greed and criminal activity is why we took action earlier this year to shut down the Housing Stabilization Services and hire an outside firm. Why? You couldn't trust your own people? To audit these programs and stop payments to fraudulent providers. No more disingenuous BS has ever been uttered by an elected official. This is an outrage, It's criminal. The guy should go away, be put in prison, something. Witness protection program.
He's a champion gaslighter. I've never seen more gaslighting from one person.
This is absolutely. Just when we think we can't say enough, or just when we think we haven't seen enough, we see Joe Thompson's previous remarks coming true. Because if you'll note and think back on his quotations following news conferences, he has always said, we're just at the tip of the iceberg here. We have no idea how much this will ultimately be. And it turns out probably every single program in the state of Minnesota is riddled with fraud. Every single one.
Now,
the whole thing is rotten.
How can you not think that?
And the other problem again, and this is what we keep telling Republican hopefuls. Yes, the fraud is horrendous. But one of the things that will help prevent this in the future is there are just too damn many programs. And none of them are helping people who need help. And it's not plausible that suddenly every other kid born on the planet has autism. There's been no checks and balances. There's been no vetting. We all know the reasons for the fraud. Walz has allowed it to happen. And then he comes out with this drivel that this fraud newspaper was anxious to put on the front page. What utter BS this is. We have been victimized. Minnesotans have been treated more poorly than the citizens of any other state in this once grand union. And I sure as hell wish there was a way we didn't have to pay our taxes until these idiots clean up the mess they've made.
God, the number. They can't even get their arms around it.
But unfortunately, if we did that, the vulnerable would be even more
right.
vulnerable.
What you need to help the vulnerable is competency.
Yeah.
An actual concern, not this BS.
Honesty.
There's been no honesty in this administration.
No. Nothing but hypocrisy.
There's been no caring. There's been no concern for people.
There's been duplicity.
The news piece I saw this morning, Joe Thompson was speaking, and they were talking about this extensive nature of this particular new unearthed fraud. And do you know where the FBI was carrying boxes out of?
Where?
It was a single, like one of those strip mall office things.
Yeah, those are big.
Next to a Coburn's.
Right.
This office was the size of this studio.
Nobody in this state took care of the people of this state. And I
nothing
hope
against
to God
Coburn's.
you people wake up. We have been robbed.
Yeah.
And we have to continue to send in our paychecks because we follow the law. We follow the law, and we're treated poorly. And I don't know what it's going to take to get to the bottom of it because we are not at the bottom of it. This is not the bottom of it. There is a mastermind. There is a professional ring. This is organized. Minnesota was carefully chosen. They had the right dunce in the governor's office. They had maybe a right player in Congress. Something is yet to be revealed that should knock us all on our feet if this doesn't.
What do you suspect?
I suspect fraud that reaches the highest levels of government.
More and more people are calling for his resignation. People from his
Yeah, but
side
then
of
you're
the
stuck
aisle.
with that
Careful.
Just for a few months.
with that woman who has a picture of a knife on her shirt. That complete. She's part of this. Anybody in this administration, in fact, I'll say it, everybody in this administration, except the whistleblowers, are guilty. How could they not be? Is Flanagan so obtuse and so out of touch that she didn't know anything about it?
How come she's getting a pass, too, by the way?
We are the. Do you know that on certain websites now, national websites, Minnesota has its own category with about 4 or 5 stories of the day's latest roundup of fraud in Minnesota.
Congrats to
We've
us.
arrived.
We're big time. We're big time.
You know, what is the beef between Walz and Flanagan all about anyway?
She redid the governor's.
She
That's
was
right.
starting to measure the office for curtains.
Yes.
Are you
She pulled a
sure?
Nancy Reagan.
Now, are you sure that's what it's about?
What are you
Or
suspecting?
Is
No,
that
it-
what they want you to believe?
Who's the guy that said, I'm in charge now?
Alexander Haig.
Alexander Haig. She pulled kind of a Haig.
Secretary of
You know,
State.
the more he was gone, the more she said, I'm in charge now.
John,
He resented that.
how do you like that conspiracy? I'm pretty proud of myself for that one.
Just kind of throwing that
You
out
didn't
there
say
to see
anything
if
at
anybody
all.
would bite.
I did that for your benefit.
No.
Yeah.
I accidentally said Coburn's. I meant a Carboni's pizza. That's what I meant to say.
What's Coburn's?
It's a grocery store, but I meant to say Carboni's. But it was so funny because there was 7 FBI agents hauling boxes and boxes of documents out of this basically small apartment.
Go to this fake bus company in Roseville.
Same thing.
By the way, did you pass that?
I have a.
You have an update?
I do have an update. It was just sent to me today. This is a picture of the said building on 62, right between
You got to tell us what you're
Lexington.
talking about. We don't know.
Showing a picture of what's it called? Mendota?
Mendota Child Daycare Center and Golden Adult Daycare. It's the address.
It looks like that might be a legitimate one.
Well, it's 1044, and what is the address there? 1044.
Well, it'd be Highway 62 or whatever the service road
It's
is.
Dakota Drive.
Okay, but the point is what?
The point is, this says photo of the daycare center off of 62. It's on Dakota Drive. Technically, can't find a website for either of these businesses.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
So
Did
it's
that person get out and look in the window? Have you?
when I,
That's
when
what I asked you to
When
do.
I drove by it yesterday, there was not one light on. I didn't have time to get out of my car, but there was not one light on.
They here at night.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they're gone.
That was one of the greatest things told to Jay Coles. He's at a child daycare center, and some lady pulls up in an Escalade, and Coles says, well, there's nobody here. They here at night.
Right. That's when they get the
Okay,
daycare.
thank you. Yeah, that's great.
It closed in October? Possibly.
What?
This thing closed in October, possibly. We're verifying that.
Well, again, for all of the people who think this is a virtuous government, they haven't helped anybody.
My mole is saying
They've deprived people of help.
my mole is saying the lot is full today, so I can't figure it out.
Probably FBI
Maybe they're having a
cars.
meeting.
Christmas party.
Okay, it's the potluck.
Yes.
It's at the adult daycare potluck.
And we're not even done. We are not done. $18 billion is, ironically, that's just the size of the deficit, the surplus that Walz blew. $18 billion has been billed through state programs tied to fraud, and the news we got yesterday is Thompson and other prosecutors anticipate that $9 billion of that is fraud.
Jeez.
Added to the billion already for the food fraud, there's $10 billion. How can these legislators look their constituents in the face? Not a one of them has been responsible. How can these agency heads, well, we don't know who they are. They don't show their faces in public. Walz, how long will you continue to put up with Walz's phony act?
And what's their pot of gold on the end of the side of the rainbow? What's their reward for
Who's
being loyalty
they?
to him? For whoever's masking this.
I can help you.
What?
Look at the net worth of all these people.
Well, he's talking state level.
So am I.
I think the federal prosecutors should give a close examination to how Ilhan Omar
Thank you.
went from $240,000 net worth to $33 million net worth.
Wasn't that her new
Her
husband's
vineyard,
business?
the vineyard.
Oh, I'm sure that's
Is the wine business that good that quick?
Oh, I'm sure it is. Yeah.
Wasn't he a consultant or something for
Sure.
political people?
Yeah. Boy, I don't know where
Where do we turn?
do
Yeah,
we address the anger.
You know what Walz reminds me of, and this might be uncharitable. He reminds me of the guy that's helping do a search for a missing person, all the while the body is in his trunk.
Oh my God.
That might be a little harsh.
It is. No, it's not. It's not.
Is it analogous?
I don't know if that's.
The body being the state of Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where'd our state go? But Kenny's right.
I mean, he's such a gaslighter.
Kenny, and when you said that earlier, you know what struck me is watch the campaign trail for this utter clown
Yeah.
for the rest of the year saying,
Yeah.
my administration is going to get tougher on
Yeah,
crime.
I don't think so. I don't
And he
think
takes
so.
credit for the arrests.
No,
and he has nothing to do with it.
I don't think he'll make it. I think I have enough faith left in humanity that he's going to hit a brick wall here real soon.
His czar appointment should have happened. When were you talking about this, Joe? 2018?
At least.
Yeah, that's when that should have happened, before any of this COVID stuff came out.
I don't think he can make it through to be on the ticket.
Care to make it interesting?
No, I know. We're not in here for betting. I'm trying to lay out for you the idea that this is now so significant, industrial strength fraud, with the attention of the whole country now looking at it. I don't think he can make it. He has got to be recognized, hidden away in a witness protection program in exchange for his testimony. He's got to. This is ridiculous. He is a complete. And now look at the way he's kept himself so. He travels light. There's no home. There's no belongings.
Oh,
There's
that's
no
true.
nothing. He's ready to just.
He doesn't
Probably going
even
to be an
own.
empty nester. Well, the son is still.
You guys, he doesn't own a home.
No, I just said that.
No,
doesn't own a
he
home.
doesn't have a. He's got no place to go.
Well, we just had to dump God knows how many millions into that Irvin mansion on Summit Avenue,
Right.
where poor Rudy Perpich sat there and froze with leaking water.
They've got
Like
very,
a pioneer.
Yeah.
very politically correct energy sipping lights.
Do they?
Yeah, it's those.
I got your
electric-
sipping lights
Give
right
me
here.
some old Charlie Brown lights.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Is the fence still up? Mm-hmm. It is? Okay.